Now we're gonna transition to the section that some of my subscribers love the most. Let's talk about my philosophy of the new year. This is what we've seen here. We've seen exchanges. We've seen some decants. We've seen some subscriptions. We've seen some random finds in discount stores, and we've seen some really, really like hot on my wish list type of fragrances. I am very determined to stop the blind buying, at least for a good chunk of the new year. I love blind buying. It's like the thrill of the chase sometimes. Sometimes it's just like this new surprises. It's a very thrilling type of activity, but I would say a good 40% of things that I buy blindly very quickly end up on the shelf to swap, exchange, sell, especially when it comes to designer fragrances. And I was that close to just swear off designer market in general, because that's where most of the bulk of my perfume regrets belong to. But then I got this, Miracle by Lancôme. Then I got Elizabeth and Jane's Nirvana Amethyst. Then I got Good Chemistry, and I just couldn't go through with it because they are amazing perfumes in the affordable sector. They're super beloved and like never obsolete classics, and truly remarkable and affordable perfumes in the designer market as well. So probably I will, like, limiting the blind buys will take care of it. I'm not swearing off designer market, not yet. I will continue to push and try to acquire most of my perfumes, especially the designer ones, through swaps. I think the designer perfumes are the easiest to swap. Most of people are, at least in my experience, are more than willing to swap designer perfumes. With niche, it becomes a little bit more tricky. I really want to stop buying perfumes in discount stores, especially blindly like I did here. I'm happy I did it, no regrets, but the plan is not to do it at all. Decants. Most of it I plan to get through either decant services, if it makes sense kind of financially, or through swaps as well. I will try to limit the decant purchasing to the bare minimum, because I have believe it or not, I have a full shelf of samples and decants that I have to go through in order to tell you about them, do proper brand reviews by notes, this and this and that. And this is so much work ahead that it's just irresponsible for me to keep searching for something else when I have an enormous collection to go through before I make a final decision. Am I buying a full-size bottle or not? So decants, I will try to minimize it to like the bare minimum, and most of it I plan to get through swaps of decants. Another rule that I will be firmly adhering to my best ability. I mean, it kind of sounds weird. I will be firmly adhering to my best. I will adhere to, right? Okay, let's force a decision here. I'll adhere to the rule that I'm not buying a full-size bottle before I finish the decant. I am very prone to falling in love with something from the first sniff, buying a full-size bottle and then not using like neither the decant nor the bottle itself. So I have to pan and completely finish the first vial. Is it decant? Is it like a little sample? It has to go completely out before I buy the bottle. The purchases of full-size bottles are mostly limited to the proceeds that I make from your donations. Again, if you want to support my channel, there's a link below. Thank you so much for anyone who sends me $1 or $2 for the next bottle or for the next review. I really appreciate your support. Or from the sales of the bottles, if there are any. Will I actually spend anything outside of that budget on a bottle? I'm leaning toward no, but there are exceptions. For example, here, I feel that the emotional journey that this perfume takes me on is well worth the money spent. But these kind of crushes don't happen very often. So if I'm judicious about first using things up before I make a decision and actually living through the experience and really thinking about it and trying all the alternatives first that I already have in my collection before I commit to a full-size purchase, that means it will probably be months for a fragrance to live on my wish list before I actually commit to buying a bottle, and at that point I'm fine. I think at that point the purchase is justified. For some reason a lot of people ask about the PR thing. To be honest, I don't have a lot of PR, so right now it's not a problem. So I think at this point I'll remain open to, you know, perfumes or other items sent for consideration as long as I keep my right for independent review. If maybe I go viral and I get shit ton of PR one day, we'll reconsider, because I definitely don't want to be overwhelmed with how much fragrances I go through during the day. I don't want to become like a storage space. Like, I don't want my house to become like a storage facility for various perfumes. I'm not really assembling here any kind of archives. But right now it's just really not an issue, so I don't really have to worry about it in terms of PR. And I think that should cover it. Yep. We reached the end. This is my fragrance 2021 goals. I hope you'll support me in these. I wouldn't call it a no buy. I would rather say extreme low buy. To many people it might not even be extreme. To me it definitely will be. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be waiting for your comments and your thoughts on the matter. It's always so delightful to hear what you guys are thinking, what's happening with your shelves and your olfactory libraries. I'll be waiting for your feedback, and I'll see you in the next video.